The man played better with the masseuses. Come on, bro. Let me get my close up. The man played better with the masseuses than he done played for y'all.
My savages! Moneymane and the thing of a T and playing no games. Should I already know my name when I speak NCC flame. Got my YouTube poppin', man. Like, subscribe, and everything in between. You already know. Moneymane. You already know my
camp. You can't do that for training camp. And once again, it's collectively bargained that they don't have to be at these.
Do you like a 4 QB race? Lyman and I got into a dust up a little bit earlier about it because Lyman's saying it's got to get down to 3 as quickly as possible. And I go, no, leave it at 4. They're all competitive in some fashion. I don't care. It's still a test of the coaching staff and how they can develop and how they can prepare guys and how they can do through all this. I want to see it all. I want to see the test of the coaching staff and obviously the test of the quarterbacks.
Well, it was never really intended to be a 4-way quarterback competition until they got to the 5th round of the draft and traded up for Shedeur Sanders. It was always going to be more of a 3-way competition until that point. So that just extended it. And when that happened, then they really did have to go to more of the 2 spotting, which means that they're running these concurrent drills on both fields in 7-on-7. So it gets a little bit complicated, but I don't mind it for now, but I do really, truly believe that they have to weed it out as fast as they possibly can because they do not have time to try to figure out who is going to be developing that chemistry and that camaraderie with the starting cast. They cannot do that. They have to hit the ground running. The early part of their schedule is absolutely grueling, and they have to be ready to play.
Mary Kay, if you could, I know it was tough. They were operating 2 different football setups yesterday concurrently to be able to get the most out of everybody involved. So were you able to break down, maybe even power rank, the arm talent from the quarterbacks yesterday?
Well, again, not really, because you kind of had to divide what you were watching. And I mostly watched Kenny and Joe. I stayed on the field with Kenny and Joe when the rookies were on the other field because I just feel like the real starting competition is probably going to come down to those 2. Now, I could be wrong about that, but I just wanted to see what those guys were able to do, especially because we had just watched all of rookie camp recently, and I watched a whole lot of Shedeur and Dillon, and I wanted to see what Kenny and Joe were kind of up to. But here's the thing to remember. If you're going to be looking at stats and the breakdown of things online, you have to be careful about numbers that you're looking at because Shedeur Sanders, and this is just a fact, he did not take any team reps yesterday. He did not take 1 team rep yesterday. So when they went to 11-on-11s, he did not get those reps. Those reps went to the other 3 quarterbacks. So, you just really have to take with a grain of salt when you're seeing breakdowns and numbers. Now, the way that I wrote my story is that I figured people wanted.
Why they always trying to deflect? Because if Shedeur did good, he did good. Why they always trying to deflect that he did good? And by saying he didn't take team reps, numbers might be inflated. What?
Wanted to know what Shedeur was up to, and he was basically the 4th team quarterback yesterday, which I've been saying all along that he would do that they would have Joe and Shedeur as 3 and 4 or 4 and 3. And that's kind of the way that it's going to go. But that doesn't mean that these guys can't change it. It's up to them to flip the script. Shedeur could come back by next week, and we could see him in 11-on-11s when it's open again next Wednesday. But I thought
No, the coach going to do that. They doing that to see how you respond. I'm telling you, man, next week, Shedeur going to be getting all the reps. The same rep Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel getting, Shedeur going to be getting them, and Joe Flacco going to be getting them. Joe Flacco probably going to be getting the same reps, but Shedeur going to get more reps next week. That's just how it's going to go. Because I see it. If he ain't get no team rep this week like that or yesterday, He definitely got to get him that week. But don't be downplaying it like his numbers inflated. What? Did the boy score 3 touchdowns or not?
Important thing to note yesterday is they are starting him out basically as the fourth-team quarterback.
I'm a little surprised just because the media was going to be there yesterday that they wouldn't put Shedeur in the team drills. Do you think that was by design? Do you think they did this independently? Like basically they don't care that the media wasn't really there. They were going to do what they plotted out to do to begin with.
It's a great question because they may have wanted to pump the brakes on Shedeur Mania a little bit and let the world know that, hey, yes, we are starting him at number 4, and he's going to have to climb his way up over the other 3 quarterbacks if he wants to win this starting job. Or maybe that's just the way it is right now, and they're sticking with their plan. So I did think it was a little bit curious or interesting that he didn't take any of the 11-on-11s when we were out there. It wasn't as long of a practice as I thought it would be. It was only about 70 minutes. So they had 2 team periods, 2 11-on-11s. And once again, it is hard to get everybody all the reps that they need in those 11-on-11s, and that's why they're doing the 2 spotting with the 7-on-7s because you can do so many more of those. But I don't know if it was by design, if there was a method to their madness, but it stood out like a sore thumb to me that Shedeur did not take any of those 11-on-11s.
Mary Kay.
Man, they're ridiculous, bro. This is getting stupid. How do you folks just be saying anything to try to slow down the Shedeur Mania? He the only reason why we talking about the Browns. He the only reason why we on there live. We on the Brown stuff. He the only reason why you getting so much attention. And they want to pump the brakes? Man, if I got a celebrity on my team, hey, I'm putting him out there everywhere. He making me money. Ridiculous, man. Sounds stupid. You, Mary Kate, I ain't even know you before this. Let me get my clothes up. Mary Kate, I ain't even know you before this. The only reason why I know you is because Shedeur on the Browns. The only reason, my cousin played for the Browns last year. The last 2 years he played for the Browns. The Cleveland Browns. I ain't buy no merch. I ain't even pay attention to the Browns. Shedeur go to the Browns, I'm paying attention. I know who Mary Kate is. So what is you talking about? Slowing it down. Shedeur the reason why we on here. He the reason why your article's getting read. This ridiculous, man. You lucky I lost my voice, man. This ridiculous. They don't want to find the best player to start. They don't. But then you want Shedeur? Why you drafting him if you ain't want him? And don't say you because you felt sorry for him. Just let the boy go undrafted in. This is stupid, bro. You don't want to win. Just say y'all don't want to win. We just want to have a circus over here. We don't want to win. We got the biggest player in the draft. When nobody talking about Cam Ward, when nobody talking about Travis Hunter, before the draft, during the draft, or after the draft. Mel Kiper crashed out on national TV because of Shedeur. Not Cam Ward, not Travis Hunter. Bro, they're ridiculous, man.
Hey, Kevin, joining us on the show. Yeah, I know what they're trying to do. I support that. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. But they're going to have to weather the storm because I don't think he's going to start the season as QB1. But if they go out there and they play decently and they win a couple of games, I know it's a tough start to the year, then everybody will be quiet. If they go out there and they get boat raced like they did last year against Dallas, like I think the Heat, if he's on the active roster, and I assume he will be, the Heat's immediately going to be turned up by the national media, by fans elsewhere. Because, Mary Kay, I think if you look around the league, and I don't think you'll disagree with this, clearly he's a big story here. But, I mean, other than Aaron Rodgers, I'm not seeing a whole lot of stuff in the NFL other than, okay, Aaron Rodgers and then Shedeur Sanders and how high he can go up within the Browns organization, starting 4th on their depth chart.
Well, he definitely moves the needle. There's no question about that. And the national media, they are clamoring for Shedeur news, and they are really on board with him, probably really challenging for this starting job, it seems to me. And so I think that's where, if some of the national media would come to town, I think that they...
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. She talking about him not getting the team reps. Talking about they tried to quiet this Shedeur mania. She done talk bad about him.
They would see that it's going to be, a long battle for him, a big, steep climb for him to get to the top of that depth chart right now. And that's just reality. Everyone has to remember they passed on him 6 times for a reason. They were prepared for him not to be on this football team, fully prepared for him to be somewhere else. So for him to go from 4 to 1, that's a tall order.
Y'all acting like this boy wasn't projected a 1st-round pick. Like everybody, all the analysts, everybody seen him as a 1st-round pick. Y'all acting like it's the football skill that made him fall. And ain't nothing on the field that made Shedeur fall. It's all the stuff that you, as a person, as a human being, didn't like about another human being. That's why he fell. It's ridiculous, man. Like, it ain't no football. The reason why he fell to the 5th round is all because another human was so emotionally attached that they didn't like Shedeur. Out of all the NFL owners, all 32, even the Browns, didn't like him. Take him off my board. I don't want that type of player. It ain't got nothing to do with football. Like, it's all stuff that ain't got to do with football. And you talking like he was projected as a 5th-round pick. Like he was projected top 3, then went to top 10, then 1st round. What? He's not a regular 5th-round pick. He was projected as a 1st-rounder. Got celebrity status. NFL owners can't control it. They don't know how to control it. That's why they didn't want him. It ain't got nothing to do with football. I'm getting tired of folks talking about he got a tall tag to climb. No. If the boy would have got drafted in the 1st round, we wouldn't even be talking about this. We'd be talking about Shedeur starting, not trying to climb a depth chart when he was projected higher than all them quarterbacks that got drafted before him. Besides Cam Ward. He was projected higher than all of them. But all of a sudden, he got to work his way up from 4th string. Get out of here, bro.
I personally would be surprised if it happens that way. I actually think that with the way the schedule starts out, that they would be best served by starting one of the veterans. So it's going to be a long way up to the top for him. But the other thing to remember here is that there were not many 1st-round quarterbacks to talk about. There were not many.
Look, Shedeur, out of all them 42 sacks he took, he probably only, with 10 of them, were probably his fault. The other 32 were the offensive line. You can't say Shedeur took too many sacks when Cam Ward only got sacked 22 times. Dillon Gabriel only got sacked 20 times. All them quarterbacks, they whole career ain't get sacked as much as Shedeur did in the last 2 years. So it ain't all on him. It ain't all on the offensive line, but it ain't all on him. Put him on Oregon. Put him on Miami. Not getting sacked with a better overall team. Come on, bro. Dillon Gabriel went undefeated in the regular season and lost in the college football playoff. Cam Ward set out the rest of the bowl game, and they still almost won. Get out of here. But I'm losing my voice, bro. I've been sick. What I'm saying is, quit saying that. Look at the whole totality. The man put up the same numbers as Cam Ward. He went number 1. Shedeur went 5th round. How? It's same exact passing yards, touchdowns, but got sacked 20 more times. 20. Matter of fact, I might do it. I got in college football. I might put Shedeur on Oregon and see what happens. That's ridiculous, man. Dillon Gabriel played 6 years in the NCAA. Oh, he started the most games and threw the most. Of course, he played 6 years. What player in modern college football history have played 6 years? The max was 5, if that. That's after you got red-shirted, played 4 years, and did a grad transfer. You got 6 because of COVID. Bro played at Miami for 9. Like, come on, bro. Of course he gonna have the most start. Of course he gonna have the most experience. Of course he gonna have the most passing touchdowns. He played 6 years. Shedeur only played 4. And wasn't red-shirted. But you can't bring all them sacks on Shedeur, man. That's all I'm saying. Because if you get sacked 52 times your first year, then get sacked 42 times the next year, but still have over 4,000 passing yards with 37 touchdowns, they don't want to win. Cleveland do not want to win, man. It's ridiculous. Like, I ain't never seen a player get scrutinized for coming to a team that need a quarterback. Y'all act like y'all done won the Super Bowl the last 3 years and got an all-star, superstar quarterback in Deshaun Watson. The man played better with the masseuses. Come on, bro. Let me get my close-up. The man played better with the masseuses than he done played for y'all. Ridiculous, man. Deshaun ain't played more than 7 games for y'all in 3 years. Joe Flacco done threw for more passing yards than him and Kenny Pickett in the last 2, and he wasn't even the starter. Joe Flacco done threw for double-digit touchdowns in the last 2 years. Bruh came off the bench, off this couch, and played 5 games and threw for more passing yards and touchdowns than Deshaun Watson. Played he was starting. Joe Flacco was at home on the couch looking at Deshaun. He came out there, played 5 games, threw for more touchdowns and passing yards. Kenny Pickett. Joe Flacco threw for 1,300 less yards than Kenny Pickett done threw in his whole career. The last 2 years. Joe Flacco done threw for 1,300 less yards than Kenny Pickett done threw his whole career. In the last 2 years. But he QB1. He ain't never. They went to the playoff. Cleveland went to the playoff. They called the drummer, but don't want Shedeur. They're ridiculous, bro. Why you pick them then? Why you draft them? Just trade them already. Trade them. I done looked at the numbers, bro. I done looked at the numbers multiple times. That's how I know them off the top of my head. I done looked at them. I done studied them. Ain't no way. You gonna tell me Kenny Pickett QB1 when Joe Flacco done threw for 1,300 less yards in the last 2 years than he done threw his whole career? Kenny Pickett and Deshaun Watson ain't threw for double-digit touchdowns in 3 years. Joe Flacco did it the last 2 and he wasn't even the starter. But come on. What is you talking about? He need to be traded. Don't tell me that boy QB1. Well, Shedeur threw over 30 touchdowns in every college. Every year he don't play college football. Every year. Man, I don't want to hear about Kenny Pickett. He would have started in Steelers. He would have started in Pittsburgh. He got drafted in the first round. How you ain't get no foul shake? Shedeur got drafted fifth round. Ain't got to compete. Kenny Pickett walked in as the Steelers starter. How you ain't get a foul chance? Admit me with that, bro. Tell me Kenny Pickett wasn't the starter after he got drafted. Tell me. Tell me he wasn't. You a Steelers fan? Tell me. Talking about he ain't getting no foul chance. He was a starter. Shedeur got a battle to be the starter. Shedeur ain't played a snap. Ain't got to work his way up. Kenny Pickett came in there, ain't played a snap. He would have started day one. Get out of here. Talking about foul shake. Boy, y'all ridiculous, bro. Coming out with that foolery. When you lucky my voice gone, bro. You lucky. Would have been yelling in your ear, bro. Justin Fields wasn't even on the team. Stop. You ain't no Steelers fan. But quit that line. Trying to make your point, and you don't even know. Talking about you a Steelers fan. You don't know nothing. Don't even know about your own team, bro. Justin Fields wasn't even on the team.